Hey guys, it's Cisco Spider, and as a kid, I loved the first two Ice Age films, but after that, I just did not care for any of these sequels. And weirdly enough, they're on their fifth movie, believe it or not, and yeah, it is awful. So this movie is about the end of the Ice Age, where this asteroid comes and is about to hit the Earth, so then the gang has to find a way to survive, and spoiler alert, and I was really sad about this, but no one really dies in this movie. I don't think, at least. Or, not the main characters, which that would have been a great way to go, but it's a kid's movie. It's an Ice Age movie. Of course they're not going to do that. This movie feels like the second and the fourth one, but, instead of a meltdown, it's with an asteroid, which, this movie is very dull and predictable, and the execution is awful because all these jokes that they have are just butt jokes, and it's just a very boring and stupid movie. And then we have the subplots, which all of them are either done before or just doesn't have enough screen time for me to really care about them. Well, the main plot here, we have Ellie and Manny trying to stop Peaches from leaving them with her new husband, which, oh yeah, by the way, she's getting married and I still don't even know who Peaches is. This subplot with Manny and Ellie have been done a lot of times in other movies, and here they do nothing different. It's just kind of the same retelling of other stories, and it's just very dull, boring, and I just don't care about any of these characters. And then we have Sid's subplot with him trying to find love, which I don't care about Sid anymore because he's not really in this movie that much, and when he does find love, you don't really get any development between any of these two characters, so I don't care. And then we have Diego and Shira's subplot, which is them wanting to have kids, but they're scared that kids don't like them. And this is brought up twice. The first one is the beginning of the movie to set up that they want kids. And the second time was at the end of the movie being like, oh yeah, kids like us. I just don't even want to talk about how awful this subplot is. And then we have the characters, which all of them are either annoying, useless in this movie, or just I don't care about them. Or actually, that's all the characters. I just don't care about any of these characters, save for one. There's one I actually like. So we have Sid, Diego, Shira, Crash, and Eddie, which they do nothing in this movie. I mean, Sid, I guess, has a subplot where he falls in love. But like I said, it's not developed, so I don't care about him. It's barely in the movie. And then we have Peaches and Julian, who are just very bland, and we don't even know much about them. Especially Julian, who randomly just comes up like, oh yeah, I am marrying Peaches. And it's like, wait, you are? Who are you again? I just feel like that one kid in Gravity Falls where Grunkle Stan's like, just call me your great Uncle Stan. And then we have Ellie and Manny, who Ellie is barely in this movie, although she does contribute with the main plot and the subplot, but like I said, she's barely in this movie, so I don't care about her. And then Manny, who has some development in this movie, but it's been done so many times before in other movies, and done so much better that, I just don't like Manny in this movie. And then as for the new characters in this movie, they're either annoying or they're just not present throughout the movie that much for me to actually care and like them. Although, like, the birds, I did kind of like. I liked how they came from the dinosaur place, but they're barely in this movie for me to actually get some connection or kind of like them and become likable throughout the movie. But then my favorite character in this movie, which, he isn't, like, I don't love him, but out of all these characters, he's my favorite, and that's Buck. And maybe that's because it's by Simon Pegg, and I did like him in those Mission Impossible movies, and I still have not seen Shaun of the Dead. But still, he is quite enjoyable throughout this film. And the best part of this movie is the animation. It is a big step up from 2002 when the first movie came out. And although this movie is awful, at least I can say the animation looks great. Especially the scene where Buck was trying to get the egg at the beginning. I thought that scene was amazing, and it's probably the best scene in this movie, no doubt. And lastly, I guess I should talk about the Scrat parts of the movie. Even as a kid, I hated Scrat. Well, I don't hate him, but just the things he does in the first two movies, I just thought was annoying because it had nothing to do with the main plot. And even as a kid, I was like, just go back to Manny and the actual plot of the movie. And, you know, in this film, I guess he kind of contributes a little bit to the movie, but still, you could just take it out because it's pretty much just filler. And that was my review of the 5th installment of Ice Age. And all I can say now is, please, Blue Sky, stop with the Ice Age sequels. You do not need any of these sequels. Maybe the second one, and the third one, maybe, but the 4th and 5th one, no, you do not need it at all. Ice Age is pretty much just like the franchise that just jumps the shark and tries to stay fresh, just like Fairly Odd Parents, adding all these new things like, oh yeah, now we have a baby and dinosaurs, and now that baby's gonna get married now, and yeah, just no more. There is no point to any of these sequels, and if they do make a 6th one, I bet it's gonna be about like time travel, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Sid, now he has a baby, and Diego also has a baby too, and one of them's gonna be a girl, one of them's gonna be a guy, and they're gonna fall in love together, and it's gonna be weird, and it's gonna be like Romeo and Juliet. There we go. Time traveling Romeo and Juliet. It's the 6th Ice Age. Just please stop. No more. It's time to stop. So yeah, I'm Disco Spider, and peace out.